Wake up, grab your cereal bowl, pour some milk, let the cartoons roll. Every week it's a brand new show on Resolute Germs channel. Let's go! From zany laughs to heroic feats, villains, toasters, and robot beats. It's the weekend vibe, you know the deal. Cartoon dreams that feel so real. It's Saturday morning, the fun begins on Resolute Germs, where nostalgia wins. Every week it's a different surprise, adventure and laughter before your eyes. Old school classics and fresh new finds, characters that'll blow your mind. Heroes, monsters, the goofy, the bold, timeless stories never grow old. Super spy spaceships in flight, wacky antics till the noonday light. No repeats, it's always brand new Saturdays for cartoons, and we're here with you. It's Saturday morning, the fun begins on Resolute Germs, where nostalgia wins. Every week it's a different surprise, adventure and laughter before your eyes. Gather of friends or chill solo, the chat's alive with that cartoon glow. Every frame's a portal in time, let's relive the magic with the rhythm and rhyme. So tune in, don't hit snooze. Resolute Germs got the shows to choose. Saturday mornings, the cartoons call. Join the party, we're having a ball. Hey, Resolute Germs, Saturday morning cartoons. Where every week, the fun's brand new.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. With me is Gorilla Censored Thoughts. How you doing, Gorilla?
I'm doing all right. The kid got a valuable lesson.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
touch
well-
that stuff.
Now another different lesson. When I'm yelling at his sister there, just sit back and enjoy the show. Show there, don't butt in, or else your dad's yelling's gonna get directed at you.
Always a valuable lesson.
Second most valuable lesson he's learned. The most valuable so far is when Daddy gets pulled over, just shut the fuck up.
He'll learn eventually.
Yes.
Today we got the 80s anime classic, Dragon Ball. I figured after the last few weeks of not too good stuff, we'd go to something that's guaranteed to be good. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball? Let's get this going.
Oh, what'd you ask, Jeremy, what'd you ask?
Have you ever seen Dragon Ball before?
No. I've never seen this before.
No, then you're in for a treat. And we got Teague.
Hey, what's
Teague.
up, guys? Good to see you.
You're just in time.
I just I realized 11:30 had come, 11 o'clock had come and gone, so I jumped on here. Sorry about that one. Good to see everybody. We got a Dragon Ball cartoon today, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it makes me feel better, I looked at the clock and was like, oh shit, it's already 10:50.
Is it my Cosme or is the volume locked down?
That's probably the source.
I'm gonna see. I should be able to turn mine up anyway without getting any volume. My Cosme is acting weird. Everyone else just carry on. Hey, what's going on, Gorilla?
Nothing, just living the American dream.
You're married to a beautiful blonde with two huge earrings. Is that what you're saying?
Not yet. She hasn't moved up here yet, but maybe in a couple months.
I got the wheel of death, but that's me.
I know, it's working for me.
Well, if he has the wheel of death as well, then we'll know. I have the wheel of death.
Yeah, this is one of the gateway animes. If it wasn't for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, anime really would never have taken off in the West.
I still don't really know what Dragon Ball is. I have an outside idea.
A little monkey boy helps a blue-haired girl find mystical Dragon Balls to grant their wish.
Wait, so it's a Democratic National Convention?
A little less fantastical.
We don't hear things as hard to believe here.
It's a little bit more sane.
You can at least put up a shield around yourself to keep out all the insanity. If it gets too thick, right?
Yeah.
I cannot get my Cosme to resolve. I'll just hang out for a while. Everybody hit the like and follow buttons. He may not be human. Neither of my co-hosts or me may be human. I am a baseball-headed man. We got a gorilla and a germ, but we need your likes. Now, gorilla, do you identify as a man in a gorilla suit, full-on gorilla, hybrid?
Yeah, full on gorilla.
It's the only way to go. Now, would you beat 100 men in a fight?
See, this is one of the dumbest. This is the second dumbest question I've heard this week. There, because you get 100 men can't attack all at once. Most you could probably get squeezed in there is maybe 6, and it's a one-punch knockout.
The gorilla has a shot of just flailing its arms long enough to take out all 100 men, I think.
Yeah. The first dumbest question, the number one dumbest question I heard this week is 100 Americans versus 100 Brits. And I'm just sitting here thinking, didn't we just solve this question like 200 years ago?
And yeah, and we resolved it again like 30 years after that.
And we didn't even have Florida at that time.
Yeah, it was the country was a better place.
Now all we have to do is send a dozen Floridians over there, and then the place is completely trashed.
100 Florida men with meth versus one gorilla. 100 methed up Florida men versus one gorilla.
I'd have to give the gorilla a Tommy gun.
Just give the gorilla meth too. That would be hilarious. Oh my god, could you imagine?
Hey, the gorilla might get scared because the gorilla has seen a 6-foot bald guy wading in water holding a 6-inch dildo swimming up to a crocodile.
Remember, the number one cause of death for gorillas in captivity is cigarette smoking. They learn how to do it. Most zoos around the world have redesigned the cages so that the people cannot throw cigarettes to the gorillas.
Damn it, now I want a cigarette, you asshole.
There was a smoking monkey at a zoo in England, and the British people thought it was fucking hilarious. So they just go in there throwing the thing like booze and throwing the thing like, packs of cigarettes and lighters. It took them like 2 years to get the monkey off of cigarettes. And how long do they even live? All right, I just found out the average monkey can crank out 60 years, so I'm sorry, 30 years. So maybe getting the monkey off cigarettes was worth it.
Hey, Pete, check out.
Monkey Boy's first car.
You know, I still can't really jump into the room. I don't know what it is. It'd be an interesting watch party if my Cosme's out. Cosby account reported. Stop sharing copyrighted material.
Where'd you see that at?
Oh, that's one of the things that the AI attackers always say in my chat. I get attacked by AI attackers. Because the person who sends them needs to buy intelligence. That's how dumb the attacks are.
Kinda. He's kind of leaving out half of the stuff Grandpa said because Grandpa was kind of like Roshi.
Long-winded?
Pervert. Epic pervert.
Ooh, like a regular Pleasant Valley Packlet, huh?
Not that bad. Yeah, Gohan didn't exactly teach him too many words. Yeah, it's the only word he can spell. The most important thing on that planet.
For the fuck of it, I'm gonna jump out and jump back in. My Cosme room's working. I just can't get into yours. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll be back.
Okay. Speaking of said bad person. And there's your serious info dump. Yeah, polite, but not an idiot. He's already idiot enough. Spoiler alert, she doesn't get her wish. She has two serious relationships in her life. Say the better of the two is a murderous prince. And now Monkey Boy is mechanized. That's the last thing that forest needs. What a moron. Yep, he missed. A little bit of a crisis, yeah. And that's episode 1. Here we go with episode 2. Yeah, he's basically a monkey. Hey, not too much like the guy she marries. Yeah, nothing of his has ever been washed. She got that right. Very simple, isn't he? Welcome back, Tig.
Hey, if anyone's having Cosby problems, it seems like just logging out and going in as a free rider works better. When did they get the Trump Tower?
Well, technically, this is in like the year 22 or 2500.
So what are you saying? It's actually Mar-a-Lago?
Mar-a-Lago in the far future.
I'll still be around. If they think you can't rule the world with one ball, they've never heard the story of World War II in Europe, have they?
Nope. Nervous farter.
Remember when Lorena Bobbitt said that?
Yeah.
Remember when Lorena Bobbitt decided to trim the staff?
Yeah, but she was a little bit more nicer about it. She didn't use a chainsaw. Oh, here's the funny thing. That agent right there is the daughter-in-law of the blue-haired one.
Who's her other mother?
No idea, but through convoluted ways, the dark-haired girl there ends up with the blue-haired girl's son.
They didn't really track events or care, did they?
Oh, they did. I tell you, it
Really?
is very, very convoluted.
So he says they didn't track things, but they did care. So there was like a huge attempt to correct, huh?
They cared, and everything makes perfect sense once you get to Dragon Ball Super, which is about 300 episodes away.
That's how my hair looks right now.
Yeah, it could be a Dragon Ball, it could be a demon.
Look, it's Jenna Ortega's new face.
He has a dozen wolves, and yet he's worried about the big metal bird.
Is it acceptable to call this show fucking weird?
It is a bit
Oh, yeah.
weird.
Okay, cool. I thought it was me.
What? Over here? Yeah, but you gotta help pick up. Hey, Jerm, I gotta get going. Looks like I have to go pick up a kid.
This is
Okay,
weird
girl.
shit.
I'll keep, I'll keep,
What
I'll
the
keep,
fuck?
I'll keep. What the fuck?
Double
Yep.
clam slam.
What the? All right, but I gotta
fuck
get
is
going.
this?
I'll say the Cosby.
If she didn't feel that, she'll never feel sex. Jesus Christ, this got weird quick.
Well, he is a space alien,
I
and
thought he
he's
said he
never
was
seen a
found
woman
on a
before.
patch of moss.
He was.
Okay.
He was. But
Oh, that was
he
his
showed up there.
induction of being a human? His Clark Kent sort of thing? He ends up on that patch of moss, and then the grandfather's just whoever found him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He fell from the sky in a alien pod, bumped his head, and landed in some moss, and that's where his grandpa found him.
Was this for children in Japan or no?
Yeah. His first turtle.
She doesn't realize she's a. That's great. She's a real bitch.
Hey, LDG.
Hey, LDJ.
We're a good chunk into episode 2, but we got still 2 more episodes to go, LDG. That's okay. He'll be back by nightfall. That's okay. She scares the best of them.
Just gets weirder and weirder.
Wait until you see Dragon Ball Z. They go to space.
I'll go get some heroin for when we watch that one.
Real good intro for an anime.
She beat up that pig that was all dressed up in commie gear. I like that. Hey, look, it's Nerdrotic.
I'm not sure when this came out in Japan, but it made its way over to America by 95. But the manga it was based off came out in 84.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you'd have to have a mind to be out of it. That's a bold-faced lie. He will eat anything they put on a plate in front of him. Supreme ruler may be a bit of a stretch.
I gotta be honest, I'm just drinking in the weirdness, trying to figure it out. It's fun, it looks cool, but I'm weirded out. It's like somebody took Big Trouble in Little China, smoked angel dust, and then wrote a cartoon of it.
Yeah, it's kind of close.
It's entertaining, but I'm not going to pretend to know what's going on or that I'm not thoroughly weirded out. I don't mean that in a bad way. We're talking like Pink Floyd kind of weirded out. It's like weird but fascinating.
Yeah, just don't do too many hallucinogens when you watch it.
I feel the hallucinogens I did in college coming back when I watched this. I don't think I would take any. Some of this looks a little bit like the art of Peter Max, doesn't it?
It may be.
He's the Yellow Submarine guy.
But all this is based off of artwork by Akira Toriyama.
Did you ever see the Yellow Submarine Beatles cartoon?
Long time ago, but this was
Long at like
This
this
is-
is like 26 years later. Or
Yeah, all the
16 years
artwork
later.
for all the artwork for this is based off of the manga they made in 1984.
All I'm gonna say is like Peter Max obviously had some influence because if you look at their vehicles, they look a little like the way he did vehicles.
I believe he
considered-
did copy a lot of Japanese artwork.
You know what? That is extremely likely. I've been to a Peter Max art showing and I've seen some of the stuff is kind of like this. You're right. He also copied Warhol a lot in his later years. Although I will say this, the cool part of his gallery opening, aside from the free wine, was his girlfriend at the time was Tina Louise. Remember her?
Oh yeah, I remember that name.
Ginger. What sucked was you were warned ahead of time not to talk to her about Gilligan's Island. Tina Louise sees herself as someone whose career was derailed and destroyed by Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it's funny.
She's in a couple of kind of big movies as just a very hot chick before it, though. I know it's in the same wheelhouse, but she is in Blazing Saddles just because she's hot.
Yeah.
And that's before, right? Or is that that's after, isn't it?
I believe it's before.
Gilligan's Island's like 67.
Oh yeah. So it's a couple years before.
No, Blazing Saddles is 76.
I thought it was a little earlier than that.
It might be 75. Let me see right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, the stupid monkey
74.
boy wants to eat the cloud.
It's 74. And Gilligan's Island is 64. So more like Mel Brooks circled back and tried to rescue Tina Louise because she was still pretty.
Yeah. That's an understatement. Roshi, it was a miracle Roshi could ever ride that thing. Goku's super pervert grandpa. This old guy taught him everything he knew. Not quite a good luck pick as he thought.
Weird, 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 weird. Is that a brain he's surfing on?
That's a cloud. That's a magic cloud that only the pure of heart and, in his case, the empty of brain can ride.
Ah. Hang on. It's the Bugman. God damn, this is weird.
Yeah, and he just gave it away for a flash of panty. Yeah, old man got the full show.
I don't mind the law that says they have to exterminate your apartment once a month. What's wrong with her brain?
She is actually the smartest person on that planet.
Why is her brain emitting a cloud of confusion? What's the name of our Dragon Ball main weird hair guy?
Goku.
Goku. Thank
And
you.
blue hair is Bulma.
Boma. All right, and then we got Master Hoshi or Roshi, something like that.
Yeah.
So interesting morning. I don't know if you took. Did you see the poll on X that Tony put out there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's taking a poll to see if people want him to be a completely different person all the time. How do you not vote
Well,
yes? Go ahead and go to character forever. I want to see you pull that one off.
okay, one
Or
last
or
episode.
do I, right?
Well, it depends on what character.
At a certain point, when you see someone say, "Do you want me to be only someone else all the time and ditch everything that makes me me?" How do you not vote yes just to see what happens? No matter who they say they're going to be, Patton, Jesus, Napoleon. How do you not vote for complete reboot of your personality and come out as a person I don't know, just so I can see that? That's a hell of a trick.
Yeah, if you can pull it off.
Does it help to have a steamer truck full of volatile chemicals, some matches, and a devil suit?
Well, he has an e-girl, so he has worse than that.
By the way, I'm still considering the kind of comments you would get on a poll where you're like, should I change everything about myself? That's just inviting too much.
Yeah, that's gonna get a bit weird.
It's like, I'm just going to delete my personality and upload a new one. She can detect the Dragon Balls with her radar.
Yeah, she has a radar.
Wasn't very helpful there.
Well, the radar only detects Dragon Balls.
Does watching this make me a gooner? I don't know.
No, it makes you a weeb.
A weed?
Weeb.
A weeb. Okay, what's that mean?
Western person obsessed with Japanese culture, particularly anime.
What do I have to do to be a gooner?
Uh, you have to get into something called hentai. I would explain.
I know what that is. Yeah, no, you can't explain it. Rule 34 for this, right?
Basically.
Was this specifically animated for us, or were the English words and stuff put in later, like on her hat?
The English dub came out after the Japanese.
No, but like the writing on her hat, for instance.
Oh no, the writing that's the Japanese version.
So it was just Japanese in Japan, right? They painted over it.
No, it's English.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's a lot of English letters in this.
Yeah, sure, Goku could do that.
I like his American Guardian headdress. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. They're fascinated with our culture, right?
Yeah, a bit.
We have 3 or 4 people dressed as guardians here.
Well, yeah, it's a guardian village.
In Japan.
Well, Super Japan.
I gotcha.
The continents have sort of shifted by now.
They're like pretty tuned in. They got the devil sort of weirded out, but he's making the Dio hand sign. I would have to call it on point. In fact, he only has 5 fingers when he flashes the Dio sign.
Another complete perv.
All right, this is fucking weird. Weird, 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 weird. I guess he knows all he needs to know about the crying game.
Yeah, says the biggest deceiver out there.
Hey, all mechanics have terrible cars and a lot of doctors drink and smoke, right?
Yep.
She speaks for me. I'm glad he transforms and doesn't transition.
Yep.
This thing's got some early auto tune or something going on.
Well, he's supposed to be a robot at the moment.
That part I actually followed. He's got like 3 more minutes left in this form. What's his natural form? That little pig or the bull?
The little pig.
So he can hang out as that as long as he wants.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend a lot of time on exposition if I only had 5 minutes in a shape, right? He's a cooler robot than a transformer.
And down he goes.
Wow, you've even got a little Italian worked into there.
Yeah, he does try to go to Italian.
This is such a weird fucking show. Now he sounds like Flintstone.
And that's the last episode.
Wait, so I'm all caught up. I know everything there is to know about Pokemon, and I'm sorry, Dragon Ball. Cool.
Essentially.
All right.
They just go on and yeah, they get the rest of their Dragon Balls. They go back and meet Roshi.
I'm going to guess when they find the rest of those Dragon Balls, we find out there's a lot more we have to get.
Nope, just the 7.
Wow. Who would have thunk that?
And it'll grant whatever wish they want.
This was one of the weirdest things you've ever shown me.
Yeah, that's anime for you.
I want to thank you because honestly, as like my channel is supposed to be about someone criticizing pop culture. This is too big for me to have that big of a blind spot on. So you reduced that somewhat today. I thank you. I don't know that I thank the people who made this. I wonder if it's anything but weird. Although you say they pay it off, and I believe you. It's weird though. It is really weird.
Oh yeah, they pay it off. Dragon Ball is, as a franchise, is technically still running.
All right.
They just completed a Dragon Ball Daima earlier this year.
Have we moved on to new characters, or is Bulma and what's his fucking name still the two?
Goku is one of them. In the main timeline, Dragon Ball Super, Goku and Bulma's husband Vegeta are training to become gods.
Oh yeah, I do that every day. All right, so relatable with stakes we can understand.
Oh yeah. They have fights with other universes and a 2-foot-tall supreme being that rules over all of them. You haven't begun to see weird yet.
I'm gonna say this. I think the MCU is taking a lot of cues from this weird shit. Then,
some.
Well, no one took a bigger cue from it than Star Wars, right? Where Princess Leia has a Dragon Ball shield in The Last Jedi.
They don't quite do stuff that stupid.
Hey, by the way, I found out something like breaking news. It was like, this is a week ago already, but breaking news. First of all, credible people said the last 2 episodes of Andor were good. Okay, that's the first shocker. Shocker number 2, they've recast Jimmy Smits. They're just not into spending money. They've recast Bail Organa forgetting for a moment that it's 25 years after the events of 20 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and 20 years since the movie, and that means therefore Jimmy is the perfect person to play himself 20 years after the events of something 20 years ago. We've recasted. Guess who plays Jimmy's role now?
I'm guessing trans lesbian person of color.
The last part might be nominally true. It's Benjamin Bratt, former fiance of Julia Roberts. The guy who was in every single movie from like 1998 to like 2004 and then just went away.
Lucky him.
I don't know how wealthy he came out of it, but he's back now as Princess Leia's father. So they stayed Latino, I guess. But what's weird is there's this young Leia comic book. I think it's just called Leia. Have you heard of this comic?
Not their version of it.
She's drawn Latino.
Of course she is.
What, did she just catch it from Jimmy?
Apparently.
In musical Star Wars?
Unless they're going to accuse Organas of brownface.
They in the Leia cartoon, she's like fresh from her quinceañera. Or the Leia comic book. The cover really did stun me. A lot of people getting all butthurt about nobody really accepting that the episodes of Andor were good. And people getting even more butthurt that people are saying that even if they are, no one wants to get up to speed to watch them. And the biggest diss of all was, so what if for 1 hour of the last 8 or 9 to 10 years it's been good?
Yeah.
So
at
what?
This point, who cares? It could be technically the best Star Wars they've ever made. No one's left around to care.
There were a few people saying it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because no one's left to care. All the fan base has gone away.
If you want to go with the tree falls in the woods analogy, if you clear cut the woods in every direction around a giant sequoia so that it's no longer really the woods, but you got to go through a ton of woods to get there, and you cut that tree down, it's in a huge miles wide clearing, but it's still so far from the edge of the forest that no one's going to hear it anyway. That would be the way I would put it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty huge tree to fall over with no one hearing it, but they've been clear cutting for years, right? Like someone's going to look over there and be like, hey, tree's gone in a couple of months, but it's not going to be tomorrow or right away.
Exactly. But we got to wrap things up. Teague, what you got going on later today?
You tell me. I don't know what episode of Star Trek the Enterprise is next. It should be Horizon, but because we're saving that for Pride Month, so you'll see it in 3 weeks, we're probably going to do Regeneration. And disprove. Yeah, we're going to throw the we're going to prove that the movie Star Trek Generations and Star Trek First Contact are not canon tonight. Enterprise proves it. They can't exist in the same story.
Hopefully I'll be able to make that.
That would be thrilling. That would be amazing. I really hope so for the sake of our fans and, because I like hanging with you. But thanks for the Dragon Ball education. Well, everybody.
Yeah.
Remember.
We'll be back
Chaz
next
Bono
week
was
with
able to
another
pull it
cartoon.
together. Yes.
And
that's it.
This Monday, we start the Monday Monster Movie watch parties starting at 12 noon Pacific time. We'll be kicking things off with the King of the Monsters, Godzilla.
See you, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Be back at about 9:45 p.m. Eastern.